Here we go. A black attorney in the state Senate gets paid half as much money as her white co-workers. Put it up full mass. What a revelation. Half as much. In a new lawsuit, the U.S. Department of Justice accused the Mississippi State Senate of severely underpaying a black staff attorney for years. Federal officials allege that the state Senate discriminated against former staff attorney Kristie Metcalf, she's in the picture, and paid her a much lower salary than her white colleagues during her 8 years working in the Senate's Legislative Services Office, the LSO. That is a nonpartisan office that provides legal services for Senate members. Every Senate chamber has one. According to the complaint, Metcalfe was the LSO's only black attorney from 2011 to 2019, and was also the first attorney of color the office hired in at least 34 years. When the LSO brought her on, they initially paid her $55,000 a year, the lowest offered salary since 1996, and significantly lower than what the Senate paid, quote, all of its white incumbent attorneys at that time, the suit states. According to the complaint, the Senate consistently paid attorney Metcalfe about $40,000 to $60,000 less than the lowest salaried white attorney during her 8 years with the LSO. You got to understand, that is less than the lowest paid white attorney. She's there for years, okay? The DOJ named 5 white staff attorneys who were all paid between $95,000 and $122,000 at the time Metcalfe was hired, and despite completing the same level and amount of work as their white colleagues, Metcalfe's starting salary was less than 60% of their salaries, the federal attorneys allege. Additionally, just 1 month after Attorney Metcalfe was employed, the Senate granted those white attorneys, quote, the largest raises of their careers, end quote. The suit states further enlarging the pay disparity. Nearly 7 years into Metcalfe's employment with the LSO, the Senate employed a white attorney in the office who was paid $101,500 upon hiring, roughly $24,000 more than what Metcalfe was being paid at the time. The new hire had 0 legislative experience and shared the same amount of legal experience as Metcalfe. Metcalfe complained to Senate officials about the pay difference, urged them to pay her salary comparable to the new attorneys, but her request was denied by then chair of the Senate Rules Committee, Terry Burton, who was responsible for approving attorney salaries. She resigned in 2019. The suit states that until her resignation, she continued to be paid about half of what her white LSO attorney counterparts were paid. The complaint claims the Senate directly violated Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and demands the Senate incorporate policies to prevent racial discrimination in the future and to give Metcalfe back pay and compensation for emotional distress. So the feds are actually launching this case on behalf of Ms. Metcalfe against the Senate or the state of Mississippi by proxy. I do believe this is a case that's basically a slam dunk. The only way that Mississippi would have had an opportunity to win this case is it go before one of their local Mississippi judges. That's not going to happen because the jurisdiction is in the federal district. So likely they will settle. I doubt this goes to a jury, but damn, that many years, that much overtime. And when I say overtime, it doesn't matter what Senate chamber you work for. If you're an attorney in a state Senate, you work all the time. Those individuals work all the time, especially in political seasons, right? And for her to even have to request a comparable salary, not more, just comparable to everybody else, is insane. Sharon, thoughts?
When you first started telling the story, I thought I'd just be thinking y'all just saying stuff. Okay, this can't possibly be real life. But then this is a serious show, and you don't have much time on your hands to be playing jokes. This is actually crazy. I hope they can settle though, Doc, before January 20th. That's just me. Okay, that's just me. I just why can't it just be about merit? Not why do we have to focus on race? Why can't everybody just be paid based on their skill set?
Right. I thought that was the whole point of it, right? Yeah. All right. We will keep you updated on this case. As I said, I do predict there will be a settlement from the Mississippi Senate.